Hi, friends. My name's Host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and I'm going to tell you today the answer to a very important question. It was asked by some person on Facebook. It's something like Nariz something, or I don't know. But he's all, how do I use the SE to get that sick ENTP flow going? That was the question. Well, I don't know. I don't think I use the SE to do that. I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm not really sure though, because actually, I'm not really very sure because SE is possibly the function that I understand the least well of all, even less than FI. The exact process by which I go from inaction to action is baffling to me. I've tried to pay attention to it before. I've tried to figure out, okay, well, why did I start this video right now? Well, homie sent me a Facebook message saying, asking me this question. I was like, well, that's a good question. But that wasn't the only factor in why I started making the video. The other factor was I was waiting for a reply on a Facebook message. And by not, this allowed me to not wait for that anymore. So I closed that tab for Facebook because I felt as though the person was making me wait too long for a reply. So then I will come back later and then they will have either had to wait or, whatever. Because it's a better way for me to wait. To do this. Is that SE? Well, it's a confluence of things. It's noting the FI tactical benefits from a boundary setting / expectation setting framework if I wanted to interpret it that way. The thing is, I'm not actually interpreting it that way with this individual. I just figured I'd wait more patiently if I did something else. More or less. But let's say it was some random individual, then I probably would love the confluence of multiple factors. Number one, this individual will either define the new status quo and Facebook etiquette with this individual as being one where we don't expect any quick replies. And basically, I have individuated Facebook message relationships with people. I usually almost never care if somebody replies right away or not. The exception to that is if it's a sexually charged relationship. So, in those instances, I have now learned to use 7 appropriately. Use 7 for what it's for. Pay attention to something else, have fun, and that'll take care of itself, whatever it is. That's a good way to wait for me. It's hard sometimes because if I get my FI involved and I'm wanting something badly and valuing it with my introverted feelings a lot, well, those introverted feelings, it's like letting out. It's like when a fire hose gets away from a fireman and just starts whipping all around. And FE, of course, if I'm focused on FI, what am I not focused on? FE. For sure, it's in the dark if I'm focused on FI. So, I do crazy shit that is socially stupid in any normal context, but I feel the ability to have a complete life experience when I incorporate FI. What don't I incorporate very much of? SE. Most people would say I've got bad SE. Taylor says I've got terrible SE. I'm definitely not very sensorily aware. I don't notice my environment, stuff like that. Enneagram also comes into play in this. I'm 7 first, which means my default setting for shit that's bothering me is to play harder, so I forget about it. Now, I don't know if I'm in one of those states of flow you describe or not. I'm not sure what it means to say to get to that sick ENTP state of flow. If by that you mean making tons of shit, well, speed helps, but I still make tons of shit when I'm not on speed. So, it's not really an explanation. I think the best answer for why I make tons of shit is because at a certain point I realized that I'm addicted to new response, and I'm addicted to the feelings of competency that come through the process. So, an INTP might look big picture at their life and say, well, here's how my life's timeline goes. In January, I did this thing, and it sort of anchored the month. And February, of course, I was exhausted because I had done that thing in January. So March, though, I did 2 distinct things, both of them absolutely brilliant. Well, if you're an ENTP and you're getting shit done irregularly, you're going to fail utterly because that's not enough to give you a solid sense of yourself as an identity moving through time with SI. You need a lot more events because fourth slot SI it's like it's just feeding in from reality. It's supposed to go through SI and it's supposed to be like ones and zeros come in and then SI turns those into songs and pictures and things like that, right? And once turned in to a distinct meaning or story or whatever piece of information in one's head, it's supposed to have been rendered and to be. Then we operate under the assumptions, or operate under the we function under the operating principle that shit's static once locked down by NISI. NI tells us that this is a cigarette. That'd be NI not worth mentioning because that level of NI, everybody's wholly competent, at least that. Just like everybody's wholly competent of, like, even FI 7th slot people can cry and feel emotions. They just don't use the information effectively. So, similarly, everybody has some basic level NI that's necessary to be a functioning agent in the universe. This is a cigarette as an example of that. However, there's another kind of NI that goes, when you put these things together, this, extroverted, attention-seeking, flashy hat with the beard, the homeless guy jacket, the shirt that might it suggests it's about something cool, maybe, or something. It's like a slight tinny flavor of hip to it, even though the name in itself, talking with famous people, is there's nothing really hipster about that, because on the surface it's so straightforward. But I don't know. Somebody might think the fact that I'm wearing a T-shirt with like an obscure thing's name on it is reason enough. Okay. Oh my god, I gotta take a nap. What were we talking about? My hand and my blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, oh yeah, SI, in contrast, doesn't know this is a cigarette, but it remembers that I just smoked a cigarette. It keeps track of the fact that, oh my god, yesterday I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes, and I told myself on last month that I was going to cut down to 1.5 packs. If I'm going to be serious about that, I better start doing that, but keep that in mind, better 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 keep that in mind. That's fucking SI. It's like the boringest, neggiest Borneg in the entire kingdom of Bornegia. I think that's fair. Now look, it's gonna look like a speed pipe, but I'm smoking concentrate in it. You can tell it's concentrate. Well, you should be able to tell. I don't know if you can tell or not. I can tell it's concentrate. You can see because look, you see how on the sides, what you can't really see with this angle, but there's this sort of like splay and the little black dots. Speed doesn't splay like that. Speed crystallizes. This doesn't crystallize when you smoke it. It doesn't uncrystallize. It's not crystal. It's just like resiny, waxy stuff. It's marijuana concentrate. And these pipes are good for this purpose. I guess it's a little harsher on the lungs than pulling in the bong rips, but it lasts longer too. Lasts a little longer. So yeah, I like most people, I keep an assortment of pipes on hand: crack pipes, your meth pipes, your heroin pipes, opium pipes, your marijuana pipes, your tobacco pipes, and your water pipes, plumbing pipes, PVC pipes, and poop, sometimes known as laying down the pipe. Oh, SE shit, right. Yeah, dude, I don't know about that. I think sometimes for ENTPs, it's kind of a matter of giving yourself permission to play. Our FE gets in the way a lot because we don't want to make social mistakes. Shit we do at first is going to be bad. To get through that period, we either have to be delusional, process-oriented, or genuinely just plain without FE expectations, but almost all play has FE expectations from an ENTP's perspective. Or There was one more option. I forget what it was. Anyhow, so SE is a challenging area for me for sure on a lot of different levels. For example, I'm under the really weird impression, apparently, that I can do metaphysical action about sex, which is clearly insane. It's like saying, what's important is that I have a better intuitive grasp of what it means to take a shower and how I could attend to these priorities or those priorities or something in the shower next time. Make sure that at least that part's really clean or something. I can sit there and muse about what it means to really get your arms clean and how wondering about the meaning of really getting your arms clean functions both as proof positive that the cognitive tendency transcends topic, and I can just go on forever until somebody says, take a fucking shower. Or nobody says it, and eventually I'm like, oh, you know what sounds fun right now? I could take a shower. Then I'll take a shower. Or, oh, I better take a shower. Almost every single time I think to myself, Eric, you have to take a shower before you leave the house today. I find myself scrambling out of the house 2 minutes after I was supposed to have left, with not having taken a shower. Usually my showers occur when I think, oh, that sounds SI nice. I'll go take a shower and then take a nap, something like that. I'll probably do that right after this video. So, yeah, sex is like a shower, in the sense that we could sit around and make a bunch of meaning about it. We could do even something stupider, which is we could make up a bunch of FE style concerns linking our own weird abstractions about our own identity as it relates to sex and competency regarding those things and effectiveness and the purpose of it and what are the default settings going into it. And there's just endless amounts of meaning you could make about it. At the end of the day, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. It's, for me, it will probably be that simple in the final calculus. And my issues are simple. I want to have sex with this one person, and I can't have sex with her because she's far away. I have no idea if we're ever going to be together long term, for sure. I mean, I'm hopeful. But unlike an SE person, it doesn't work for me to split my attention in any regard in that area. Because I'm not looking to get SE outcomes from it. Is sex SE pleasurable? Yes. Is it SI pleasurable? Yes. It's definitely SI pleasurable. I'm assuming it's SE pleasurable. I don't really know what that's like. I don't really know what that means. I mean, I kind of do, like, but this then seems to get mixed up with SI because, for example, when I think about gaining SE impacts and SE good stuff, I look back to my past for things I used to do that were physical. I used to play basketball all the time. And when I think back about it, oh, that's what SE is. It's that good feeling you have after you're done playing basketball and your body feels all Tired of. No, that's SI. That's the physical part of SI. It's like taking care of your own body's comfort level, stuff like that. So I really don't understand what SE is in a meaningful sense. It's like FI in that it's like FI used to be, where I didn't even know what it was that I was supposed to be blind about, really. I hadn't identified it concretely as it occurred at this time, this day, what it felt like, all that kind of shit. Well, SE, when I think about linking my behaviors to cognitive functions, I link almost all of them, almost always, to something other than SE, combos of things. Oh, no, that wasn't SE, that was TE, because I did that thing. I just did that one little thing right there. And, oh, yes, I did that. It was FE. I was trying to get you to think I was special or something. Oh, yeah, I'll give my explanations, and for my own behaviors, I'll basically never get around to SE as an explanation because, number one, I don't do very much SE shit. Number two, when I do, I probably don't even know I did it. And number three, if I tried to replicate it, I'd probably be bad at it. So, I guess the answer to the question is to suggest a different question. A better question might instead be, other ENTPs around I've seen have more shit going on than I currently do, or have better lives, whatever. What's the distinguishing quality or characteristic for the two groups? Namely, those ENTPs viewed as successful and those viewed as unsuccessful by you, since you're the one asking the question. What's the distinguishing quality? Well, I think if you ask that question, it produces the answer to what's the engine of being beast mode. I would suggest comfort with failure is your best option. Not SE, but it kind of is. It's kind of like faith you're going to have another shot at the plate. Maybe you'll take your few more hacks at the ball next inning or whatever. It's, hold on, I'm falling asleep. You gotta be patient. People extrapolate really badly in time. You get very upset when it just doesn't work for a couple of days. Like, you can see people worrying that, oh, if you're not careful, Eric, everyone's gonna go away. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's gonna happen because I think the only thing that matters is whether the engines sound. If the engines sound, then it will do the rest of the work in terms of attraction and promotion for me. Attraction promote itself. If the engine's not sound, then the detail level works on top is pointless because the whole thing's gonna fall apart anyway. So, I don't know. I'd make a better video if I'm literally falling asleep. I gotta go to work later, so she go take a nap. I didn't sleep last night. Again? What day is it? Monday? I didn't sleep Friday night. I slept 3 hours Saturday night. And I didn't sleep Sunday night. So that's probably why I'm tired. I figured it out. That's why I'm tired.